You know, something told me not to take the reports of Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz making a verbal agreement for a fight serious. I just knew once the headlines read verbal agreement, that clearly let everyone know that nothing was contractual, and if nothing is stamped, then nothing is official. Now, of course, everyone is bickering back and forth on whether Boots is ducking Ortiz or if it's the other way around, but I like to point out how not only do both sides have a solid argument, but also how both sides fall short on who really wants to fight. For those of you who really paid attention, it wasn't too long ago when these same exact reports were being brought to the forefront as a potential fight on the February 22nd Riyadh season fight card. The rumors of Ortiz and Ennis squaring off were quickly shut down by Virgil Ortiz's manager, who not only denied that the matchup was in the works, but he also went as far as to say that they had no interest in facing Ennis and were leaning more towards guys like Earl Spence Jr. and Keith One-Time Thurman. Therefore, this recent post of Ennis claiming that he had no idea about what was in the works could hold some truth to it. However, here's where not only Ennis but also Eddie Hearn did themselves no favors. Wasn't it Boots who said he was eyeing a move to 154 after his lackluster performance against Karen? Didn't he say he wanted the best the sport has to offer? You know, he wanted a name. Wasn't it Eddie Hearn just a few days ago being very vocal and hyping up a fight between Boots and Ortiz? I'm sure it was. So what changed from the top of the week to Thanksgiving all the way to Saturday? How was Eddie Hearn claiming that they agreed to fight at 147 only to find out Ortiz wanted to fight at 154 when Ennis just let it be known that he had no idea of the negotiations being real and only thought they were rumors like the rest of us? And let's not even get started on the follow-up post from Ennis after that implying that Team Ortiz is lying. Listen, I understand that Boots having to vacate his IBF welterweight title in order to move up to 154 isn't some easy decision that a fighter just jumps up and makes. But if that's the case, at least get y'all's story straight, bruh. Because at this point, Boots fans, I'm sorry to tell you, but your boy's looking like the ugly duckling around this motherfucker right about now. Bad enough, everyone already thinks he's fraudulent after his last performance. A performance that not only held up a potential Terrence Crawford showdown, but it might as well be the reason Team Ortiz so quickly had a change of heart. Oh, because we're not gonna act like Virgil's manager didn't change up his tune all of a sudden. Trust, that isn't something that's going unnoticed either. Problem is, Boots has now put himself in a position where everyone is indeed gonna want to smoke, and it's not hard to see why. Listen, JARON Ennis is definitely gifted. He looked special, and as someone who was highly invested in a Boots vs Bud fight, I hate to say that after the David Evanesian fight, I said it was evident to me that he wasn't ready. Add that in with his most recent fight and it's an easy read. The easy read here is Boots' defense has some holes that need to be fixed if he's going to go in there with someone like Terrence Crawford, who is the best at countering during exchanges, or with someone like Virgil Ortiz, who has a variety of punches in his arsenal to answer. I remember when I did the breakdown for Haney vs Garcia and how I pointed out all the flaws in Haney's defense. I said Haney's defense was choreographed and could easily be timed. Although Ennis has way better reflexes than Dev, that is still the case here with Boots. Boots can be touched. Oh, he can be touched often. Pause that. His reflexes can only carry him so much until he's standing across from someone of Crawford's caliber or a heavier fighter like Ortiz with a larger work rate and more pop. Of course, I can see how Boots fans would like to point out how Ortiz not only struggled, but arguably lost his last fight against Sergey Boachuk, and it's a given that cannot be overlooked. I'm sure Boots could have some success against Virgil, no one's saying he can't do it. This is the thing though, I'm not so sure if Team Ennis believes he can at this very moment. Even if he doesn't accept this fight on account that he would rather stay at 147 to unify, that's not what people are gonna remember. All we will hear is that Boots is a duck. A duck that might as well change his name from Boots to Flip Flops, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you now, for the past year and a half, all I kept hearing was the haters say that Boots Ennis was the next Adrian the Problem Broner. Something that me and many others disagreed with and had no hesitation laughing off. Should I admit it, I believe Ennis is a way better talent than AB ever was in my opinion. However, Broner's a 4-division world champ, an accolade that Ennis only has a quarter of at this moment. And if we're really being honest, no matter how much some would like to call Broner a bum or overrated, many never consider the fact that Broner had too much way too soon, and which possibly derailed his career. Because let's be clear here, Broner moving up to face Maidana was the beginning of the end for him, and since so many like to compare Boots to AB, maybe Ennis is fully aware of how these things work or even heard that comparison before. Maybe that's what has him more hesitant to just move up and jump in there with someone like Virgil Ortiz Jr. I'm guessing he pictured himself getting a tune-up for his first fight at super welterweight. Either way though, I'm sure Team Ennis knew about Virgil's health scare not too long ago, and I'm almost certain they knew damn well he couldn't make 147 anymore. So Eddie and Matchroom better get it together if they're trying to pull an okie doke here, because if what they really wanted was Ryan Garcia, then they might as well start matching that energy until he can officially fight again. And another thing, can someone please tell these dudes from Philly to stop using the Undertaker's theme song before they decide to go out there and catch an L? I mean, first Meek Mill did it when he dissed Drake, and then Boots decided to do the same before looking like Cheeks in his last fight. Let's just put it out there right now, man. If you from Philly and use the Undertaker's music, you're gonna lose, or you're gonna look like shit at least. And we don't need y'all hyping us up just so you can embarrass yourself. Look, I get that was a rematch, and maybe that's why Boots actually looked human, but hey, Virgil Ortiz wouldn't be a rematch now, would it? Pop off.
None of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie. How ignorant is that? They don't want to give me credit for anything. You ignorant fool who wrote.
There. You've said that 154 is a poppin' division. It certainly is. Deep, really 1 to 15. If you could move up next year and challenge anybody, who would it be?
Anybody at 154, anybody with a name. You know, like I said, I want to fight the top guys, the best guys. You know, I want to be great. You know, I want to be,